What's up, everybody? Nate Sarantino here, back with another episode of the Guided Spirits podcast. And today's topic is on all you have is the moment. Let me get into it. I was talking to my friend Lucas about this. You know him, Lucas Stimes. He was saying to me, if all you have is the moment, because I told him about this, and he came to this realization, so if you really only have the moment, shouldn't you be your best self in every moment? And this hits if you really get down to it and you think, what does it mean to be your best self? And what does it mean to do this at every moment? All you have is the moment. So you have to do your best every moment. And that means when it comes to how you think, it being positive, doing the right thing, trying to help other people, and serving your purpose for the greater good of humanity. That's what I believe to be your best self. Now, are you doing this at every moment? Are you always trying to be the best version of yourself? Because I guarantee if you are, you're going to be looking like someone I look up to who really, really embodies this phrase is Ryan Stewman. And I think he is a legendary character in the grand orchestra of the world right now. You can look at him and look at different areas of his life, look at where he's been and what he's gone through and how he's developed and become the best version of himself. And I guarantee when he wakes up in the morning, he says it himself, he writes out the things he's grateful for. Like, he has his G code, and I've checked it out. Like, I know what it is. Like, I have my own version of it, and I do what works for me. But at the end of the day, like, everyone's going to figure out what works best for them. And it's all about becoming your best self. And he has what works for him. He helps other people become their best selves. And I'm trying to help you become your best self as well. His podcast, the Rewire podcast, I've listened to every episode, and it has changed my life from 0 to 100, like in every aspect. It helped so much. And that's really one of the things that gave me the inspiration to make my own self-improvement podcast, because I knew I had things to say. Like, all you have is the moment. Like, you have to embrace every moment, whether it sucks, whether it's great. The more you embrace feelings, the more you are actually going to get to feel them. If you try to suppress your feelings using alcohol or using other sources of, let's say, like, suppression, whether even if it's just like, oh, I feel really bad, so let me bury my head in some ice cream, or let me just go watch a TV show. No, maybe you should meditate on your shitty feelings, and you should understand why you feel like shit. Because if you can understand the reason you don't feel the way you want to, like, you're gonna be like, oh, here's what I can do different, here's what I did wrong, here's the reason I got myself in this position. Because I guarantee you don't feel like that for no reason. I guarantee it's because of something you did. It's because of something you said. It's because of something you thought. Literally, thinking different thoughts will make you feel different ways. Thoughts are vibrations. And when you understand this, you are going to start moving in high vibrations or low vibrations. If you are angry at someone, that's a low vibration. This is why forgiveness is key. You have to understand that if you're living through the moments in low vibration, you're gonna have shitty days. And if you live in moments at high vibrations, being grateful, being loving, embodying the truth is the highest vibration. And I'm gonna say it like almost every podcast now, because I can't say it enough times. Everyone has to understand that if you embody the truth, you're going to be the best version of yourself. You're going to become the person you were meant to be. And the goal is to be the truth. You want to, when people come to you, they literally see like, wow, this person I know will never lie to me. And what that means is I can ask them anything and they'll tell me exactly what I need to hear. And that's the truth. That you don't want someone to sugarcoat something. You really don't. You want them to tell you it straight, head on, and it doesn't need to be blunt. Sometimes it should be really sharp. What I mean by this is if someone's gonna be like, oh, you have a massive ego, instead of saying that, you're like, Ethan, all you do is talk about yourself. And I'm like, it's just how it goes. Like, he said that himself, and I was like, okay, if you want to be that blunt, I'll say it really sharp, and I'll just say that. And that's pointing out that one thing in one sentence without using such a big word as ego. So the whole point is like, how do you say things? How do you communicate? You're focused on the moment and you're focused on being the best version of yourself. That means you have to be able to communicate the ideas that you have in your head out to other people. It means you have to focus on the good, even when you're in some of the worst positions you could imagine. You need to be that light for other people, because some people don't know how to find a light until they see the light. And you never know what you have until it's gone. And I figured this out with many girls in my life, with many friends in my life, and most importantly, deep down, like, I understand, like, how I felt when I went to an orphanage. And this is like, people say, like, there's no way you remember this, but, like, I know, like, it hurt. Like, when I was in Russia and my mom couldn't keep me, and I was probably around a year old, and it was just like, damn, like, mom's gone and I'm just here. And I know deep down, like, there's no way that, like, didn't affect me. And that's, like, the trauma, and the earlier it happens, it's like when people joke about being dropped on your head as a baby. Like, I guarantee if that actually happened to someone, I don't think it happened to me, but, like, if that happens to someone, that's going to be really traumatic, and it's going to affect them for the rest of their life. And they might always be scared of people touching them because of it. Like, it's gonna be like, there's certain things that you're gonna find in life where, like, people literally, like, they have, like, these irrational thoughts or fears, but everything stems from somewhere, and I believe it stems from your genetic code. I believe that if you break things down enough, you're going to start seeing that, yeah, even memories from past lives can affect you in the present life. And I used to have nightmares as a kid of being chained in a shower, being burned alive, and I had the same nightmare from, like, 6 to, like, 10, and it would just be, like, consistent, and I never told anyone until just recently, like, within the last year, and it's freed me. It really has. It's like one of those things where, like, you keep things to yourself because you don't want people to think you're crazy, but at the end of the day, we're all crazy in our own way. And if people are actually truthful to themselves, they would understand where their crazy lies too. And the only way that you can truly help people is by expressing yourself and showing people how you feel. What does that mean? You can't be suppressing your feelings, which means when you're in the moment, you have to let your mind out. And not only let it out, but focus on the good. Don't be letting it out and focusing on the bad, because that is not going to help other people. That might bring other people down. And it probably will. And you don't want that. You want to bring people up, because no one deserves to be put down. It sucks being put down. And if you think you need to put people in their place once in a while, you really shouldn't. There's no reason to. The whole point of being alive is to help each other. Because at the end of the day, from the law of oneness, we are all one, and if you're not helping, you're hurting. So you might as well focus on helping and not hurting. It's just how it goes. There's different ways to help each other, but if you really want to be that best version of yourself, if you really want to help people, if you really want to live in the moment, you got to really focus on this. It's not a complicated subject. Stop thinking about the past. You got to reflect on it, and once you've reflected on it, take your lesson, take the things that you need to take, and then just let it go. Let it go. Don't stuff it in your memory. Just let go of that thought. Next, focus on the present. Be in the moment. This is the key. There really isn't a past, present, or future. All we have is the moment, and the moment is yours to seize. I've said it once, and I'll keep saying it. The only reason you should be thinking about the future is to plan, and then use your plan to make better choices in the present, in the moment, for the next version of you. So if you want to go to Harvard University, what are you going to do? You're going to work on knowledge and work on being a better communicator. You're going to work on all the things that make you who you are. You got to be able to have a conversation with anyone and explain any subject to anyone and make it. You need to be able to dumbify anything for even the most unintelligent of people. everyone has their own form of intelligence, but if I can get someone to understand the basis of the law of attraction who doesn't even understand like atoms and like why chemistry makes sense, they couldn't have taken a chemistry class even if they wanted to. Like, it just doesn't make sense to them. And I can be like, yo, so basically if everything's always moving and you're always moving, it means you can move different kinds of energy towards you. You can, like attracts like. Meaning, if you embody what you want, you're more likely to obtain that. And that means everything you think about, everything you say, everything you do has to be with purpose. It has to be focused on where you want to end up. And this is how you live in the moment. You have to be consciously aware of why you're doing what you're doing and how you're doing it. The key to success is living in the moment, reflecting on the past, and looking at the future to figure out where you want to go. Everything is a map. You have numbers to guide you. Everything is here for a reason. Don't think that things happen by coincidence, because they don't. And it's no different than me being brought up to this opportunity to make money through Hustlers University brokerage. It's made me money so much faster than I thought it could. And know what happened? What happened was I paid off all my debt. And then what I do, I made my TED Talk, I launched my course, and then all of a sudden, just like I say on my website, when I finally made Save Your Fitness and Wellness and made 3Ms, the rest is history. I lived in the moment, and now what am I doing? I'm looking at my next steps. I'm focused on my next goal. I know how I'm going to do it. The question is, how are you going to do what you want to do? I'm trying to instill a vision of a beautiful world. I want everyone to be golden. I want everyone to shine. I want everyone to reflect and to be the light for everyone else around them. You go through everything for a reason, and that reason is to teach other people how to go through similar experiences. Don't ever think, why am I going through this? Because I just told you. Now, your next step is to do the right thing, live by the truth, live in the moment, and embrace every second of it. Because at the end of the day, if you're still stuck on death, then you really don't know when you're going to die. Because you got to just keep living in the moment. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you for listening, and this was the Guided Spirits Podcast.